Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Happy Wednesday to all of you. It is the 5th day of February. It is our daily show on RiverBender.com, Roku TV. Thank you for joining us today. We got a good show for all of you. Going to be talking in a couple of minutes to Mississippi Valley Christian School. They got a big announcement. We're going to get the latest here in just about 13 minutes' time. Sydney Sinks, if she has time today, is more than welcome to join us for Blog Talk at 10:15, but I know that she's going to be going out to Centerstone here shortly because they're unveiling their new community pantry, so we might have to talk to Sydney later on, just depending on her schedule. And then at 10:35, a really cool interview coming down the pipeline with new Frontiers Home Furnishings. 47 years in business, and we're going to get the latest on the really big anniversary sale. All that comes down the pipeline today and so much more. But at 9:07, let's take you to top of the hour news. Much of the focus last night was brought to Alton as community members gathered to hear from Alton's aldermanic, city clerk, and mayoral candidates. On February the 4th, the East End Improvement Association hosted a candidates forum that you guys were able to catch on RiverBender.com that allowed all the candidates to introduce themselves. Steve Schwartz, the moderator of the forum and representative from East End Improvement Association, explained during the forum to open up why is East End doing this forum for actually two purposes. One is to introduce the candidates to the community. We feel that is important, that the community knows who's running, and also hopefully to increase the voting here in Alton. The candidates began by introducing themselves. Brent Walker, the former mayor of Alton, during his opening statement, he shared that he is an Altonian by choice and has lived in the city for 30 years. He owns two businesses, a real estate company and an employment agency. He owned them. He pointed to increased crime rates, neglected streets and parks, tax rate increases, and a lack of economic development as reasons why he decided to run. He said that during his time in office, he froze the property tax levy, implemented community policing policies, and secured millions of dollars of extra grant funds, end quote, to improve streets and parks. And here's what he had to say in his opener. Since leaving office 4 years ago, it's been incredibly difficult to watch our city stagnate under the weight of failed leadership and special interest. He continued, we can do better, we must do better, we have done better, and that's why I'm here tonight as a candidate to be your mayor once again. Alderman Ray Strable of the 3rd Ward was next, and he shared that he's a third-generation Altonian and a small business owner who restores historical homes throughout Alton. Here's what he had to say. I'm running for mayor because I firmly believe that we are at a crucial point in our city where we must elect a visionary leader, and I am that candidate. In our city, we've dealt with major setbacks in the past 12 years, and I'm not interested in trying to gain power or trying to get payroll. My motivation is my dedication and passion for success of the city. He pointed to increased crime rates, poverty rates, and declining populations as reasons he decided to run. He said he is focused on infrastructure, and he blocked a property tax increase by Goins. He also said he helped save 150 jobs in Alton by working with American Water to stop them from relocating. Also, David Goins was third whenever he opened the night, and the current mayor of Alton, Mayor Goins, said this. He has been present and accessible. He added that he is, quote, energized, end quote, by the progress he has made so far and hopes to do more with another term. I'm seeking a second term to continue to build on the progress that has been made because there is yet much work to do. He continued, as I reflect on my first term, I feel immense pride for the progress that we have made together in Alton. We faced our share of challenges, and while we haven't gotten every decision right, one thing has never wavered, and that's my dedication to serving each and every person, end quote. Goins also said he inherited a $3.8 million deficit, which is now a $7.7 million surplus. He also said the city's tax rate has lowered each year. He emphasized his eagerness to serve a second term and go, quote, another round with Goins, end quote. Audience members could in turn ask questions in the East End Improvement Association, then asked 6 as they took the consensus of what each question was, which ranged in topics from housing to tourism and the Gordmore sinkhole. Walker pointed to past successes, including when Alton won the small business revolution, the introduction of the Alton River Dragons, and other small minor league organizations, the increased number of business licenses issued, and more that happened under his administration. He emphasized that he opposes a tax increase, and he is concerned about crime and infrastructure. Strable argued that there have been few successes over the past 12 years. He said crime is twice the national average and that downtown is not safe, which he said started with Walker. He also noted he championed the camping ban ordinance, which he said gives first responders an avenue to engage with the unhoused community. He is concerned about Alton's decreased population. Goins emphasized a focus on youth, and he said public safety is a major concern from him. He has brought several tourism initiatives to Alton, including the F1 powerboat races, and he said he's working with new Frontier materials to address the sinkhole at Gordmore. He's also concerned about population decline and is proud about the UNICEF Child Friendly City Initiative he has overseen while in office. The candidates also had 2 minutes to provide a closing statement and more when it came to the questions. You can see the full write-up on RiverBender.com, or you can relive it in its entirety on RiverBender.com/video. And just remember, the Godfrey Candidates Forum, just a few days away at Lewis and Clark, and RiverBender.com will be bringing you the coverage of that forum as well. Also, in the news today, 2 Jerseyville residents, Randall Barnes and Sandra Green, have been charged with mob action. Following an incident on December the 17th, the charges filed on January the 23rd allege that the pair attempted to force entry into a vehicle while threatening the occupant. Both individuals face a Class 4 felony count of mob action. The Alton Police Department presented these cases, and both Barnes and Green have been granted pretrial release. It is important to note that charges are based upon accusations, and both defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Also, more have been charged with mob action in Granite City in separate incidents. The Granite City Police Department has charged 4 individuals in 2 separate cases involving mob action. Charles A. Payne, 61, and Brandon M. Payne, 29, face felony charges for allegedly attacking a victim at Patrick's Bar on January the 20th, causing lacerations to the individual. In another case, Zachary Hildebrand, 36, and Ronald Hildebrand, 33, are charged with mob action after reportedly battering a victim in a separate incident. All 4 individuals have been granted pretrial release, and charges, again, based upon probable cause. Finally, in the news this morning, the Alton Marina is set for an exciting season with a lineup of events for boaters and the community. Manager Rob Honke shared that winter preparations are underway, including the replacement of deck boards with concrete to reduce future maintenance. The first major event is scheduled for July the 3rd, fireworks display on the Mississippi, attracting visitors from April through summer, anticipation builds for the F1 Powerboat races, which are now scheduled in July the 18th through the 20th. They promise to draw a large crowd once again this year. Honky invites the public to celebrate the marina's 29th anniversary as well, coming down the pipeline in August the 23rd, with a cash bar, food, and live music, emphasizing the marina's vibrant community atmosphere. You can watch that interview in its entirety on RiverBender.com/daily show. Let's take a look at weather. Man, I'm telling you what, this weather is kind of getting to me today. 32 degrees in downtown Alton, but man, it's starting to drizzle out there, and it's going to be an interesting couple of hours, I think, my friends. Hey, if you do have some slick spots, though, just be careful for them. You know, temperatures are still a little bit too warm for stuff to freeze on the main parts, but watch your porches and all of that, those little troublesome areas. Right now, 32 degrees. It feels like 31 today. Freezing rain, cloudy with the rain coming in this morning at times. Just watch for that early ice early in the day. And then today, this afternoon, cloudy with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm later on as we head into Thursday morning. So just be mindful of that. Like I said, make sure you're just watching some of the slick spots like your porch or maybe your brick sidewalk or something like that if you have a walkway to get to your car, and make sure you're just being safe. Air quality right now is 33, which is good, but mold levels are a little bit elevated at 518, so be mindful of that. Currently, they're calling for a chance of that freezing rain and then a little bit of a transition into some flurries if temperatures hold. But however, that rain does come into the evening when the temperatures start to warm up to 40 degrees this afternoon. And then we'll start to see that transition into that rain and to that potential of a thunderstorm. Temperatures will drop down to 37 degrees overnight as we head into Thursday. On Thursday, a high of 48, a low of 25 degrees. No rain in the forecast. On Friday, a high of 42, a low of 36 degrees. On Saturday, the 8th of February, we are going to get more rain, but we will see temperatures hit 50 yet again and drop down to 25 as we head into Sunday. And on Sunday, a high of 35 and a low of 23 degrees. That's a look at the next 5 days. Here's what's happening now, my friends. It is 9:17. It is 32 degrees, and look at that. The snow and ice icon just popped up on your screen for the first time in a while. That's what we're anticipating here in the 618. For up-to-date, real-time updates on your weather, RiverBender.com/weather, 618-465-4545. That's the time and temperature line, this time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. You know, let me take you to a quick break, but before I do that, let me fill you in on my friends at OSF Healthcare. You know, they're really becoming just such great partners of this show, and we're going to be talking more OSF just in a couple of days on Friday. But what I think is truly incredible about this is no matter what your health needs are, OSF Healthcare, especially at St. Anthony's and Moeller and their prompt care, they got everything for you. You know, gone are the days where you're kind of, do I really want to go drive 45 minutes for this appointment to DePaul? Do I want to do this? They're bringing it all to the 618. You know, what I think's so great about this is they're delivering the highest quality care and support through a wide range of comprehensive programs and their services. They're all tailored to you, and that's what I think's so important. They're all tailored to you, from behavioral and mental health to orthopedics, cancer care, heart health, and so much more. They're highly experienced clinicians, use innovative treatments to provide compassionate, convenient care. You can visit osfhealthcare.org to learn more about the overall organization, or just go to the specific tab for St. Anthony's as you see it on your screen. Make sure you check out their convenient care and prompt care locations that are right there on Godfrey Road, where you can get in and out if you're not feeling the best and don't want to congest the emergency room, or if you need to find a new primary care provider. I highly encourage you to look inside the OSF network. osfhealthcare.org. Don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way. Why don't we do this? We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have more Daily Show. But right now, downtown Alton. Let's see how much rain we can see on this camera. Anything? Ah, see, there's no rain. Just a little damp out there. More Daily Show next.
She said, I gotta go, but my friend is sticking around. Take the load off Fanny. Take the load for free. Take the load off Fanny.
Get access to care for anyone, anywhere, at any time. No appointments, no waiting rooms, no traveling. OSF on call.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois, with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I'm getting ready for the parties to come. Can't you see me standing in the shadows of love? I'm getting ready for the parties to come. I wanna run, but there's nowhere to go.
924, welcome back. Tim, it's been a few months.
It has, yes.
You been busy?
We have been very busy. Last time we visited with you, we were leading into something of a fundraiser campaign or in a fundraiser campaign. And it was November. We actually raised $40,000 in November.
Whoa.
Towards really half of our budget. So when we adopted the year, we were only funded halfway through the year. And realizing that, obviously we were pushed the big fundraising campaign. But at the same time, we didn't want to move into the second semester without having some confidence that we would be able to complete it. And so we switched gears at the end of November, despite the good fundraising, and said, we don't want any more money. We'll just take pledges. And so with that campaign, we raised $130,000 in pledges over the next 6 months. And so folks have not only pledged it, but that money is coming in as pledged to complete the school year of Mississippi Valley's 50th year, and that was the big hurdle that we needed to get over 2 months ago.
Man, that's incredible.
Yeah.
What's that? I mean, when did the floodgates open up for this? Take me through that, man. This is no easy feat, and it shows the community really in region, but also just the passion that's in the school at large.
Yeah. Well, obviously, we kind of did all the things that you do as far as your social media and pushing it out there into our community, and gave a few different options of how people could do that, give or pledge. And then it culminated really in our Christmas program, where we had $45,000 or $50,000 that kind of came in pledges that evening alone.
Talk about the spirit of Christmas.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And so again, those things came in, and we're excited to not have to worry every day or week, can I pay my staff?
Right.
And so the big push there is, let's finish out the 50th year, because how do we begin plans for the future if we can't finish what we're doing today?
Well, and that's an even really such a bigger point too. I mean, you hit that line of paying your staff, but it's not even that. It's really the staff. I mean, it shows how dedicated they are to the students in the school, because I mean, that's something that it's got to be on the back of somebody's mind eventually, where it's, and I hope I get paid this week, and they're still, and it just doesn't matter to them. They're just there to work. They're there for the betterment of the school.
Well, and it's more than that. Of that 130,000 that came in pledges, from our direct staff, it was over 18,000 of our own staff who are already severely underpaid, that they committed to the school to give right back in pledges.
That is incredible. I mean, that to me, there's no bigger testament to why there's a need for the school as a whole.
It speaks to the culture.
Yeah.
The culture of our community, certainly, but also specifically to the culture of our teachers, who are investing in these students for more than just the money that they get out of it to pay their bills and that type of thing. It's really a heart investment more than anything else.
Well, and that's good for parents that maybe are looking for that different option, or maybe kids that are maybe wanting to find a different route for their education growing up. I mean, that to me knows that my child's going to be at least in a place where folks are happy and willing to be there every day. You know?
100%. And so, obviously, all of those things coming together were necessary, but then it also gives us the option as a board and as a leadership team to then begin to plan for the future, which is really part of the reason that I wanted to come today and share with you guys that we'll be rebranding. Will be our last year as Mississippi Valley, and we'll finish out this school year as such.
Whoa.
But we are no longer going to be Mississippi Valley going forward. We will be the Riverbend Christian Leadership Academy.
Wow.
And so
that's big news, honestly.
That
is very big news.
Yeah.
When was that decision made?
Well, I mean, we have been discussing what we need to do for sustainability in the future. And we want to honor the heritage that we have, just as Mississippi Valley has honored Western Military Academy for their years on our property. We want to honor Mississippi Valley for what they did, and Faith Baptist Church specifically on Humbert Road for their part in subsidizing and sustaining this for 50 years, because really they kept the tuition very low, and they caught the rest of that cost themselves. And so there's a lot of credit that goes to them as well for their part in building and sustaining this ministry. So we don't want to undo any of those things. Mm-hmm. As we know, though, with anything, I'm almost 50 years old, a few more years, but there's some good and some bad in my, some things I would like to forget. And again, I'm not trying to credit that to anything, but there are some people who love Mississippi Valley, and there's some people who don't necessarily love Mississippi Valley. And so that's not going to necessarily change anything that we're doing, but even the name Mississippi, once upon a time, there was a Mississippi Valley Conference, and they chose names and all those things. And so when we're discussing who are we going to be, Riverbend encapsulates our community. Mm-hmm. I've had a number of questions, even as I'm recruiting teachers and different staff from outside of our area, and they want to know where in Mississippi are we from? Because that's all they catch.
Good point. I mean, honestly, so Riverbend Christian Academy.
Riverbend Christian and Leadership, Academy. And there's an important distinction there, and that's one of the things that we really want to highlight. What do those things mean? Christian is fairly obvious in that all that we do is based on the Word of God and our relationship with Christ. But the leadership part, or Christian leadership part, is so important because I think that from a biblical standpoint, we have a somewhat wrong idea of what leadership is. We think of the CEOs, we think of top-down management, we think of all of these different elements of I get to tell you what to do. In a word, dominion over people. Yeah. And what we believe leadership is from a biblical perspective is exactly what Christ embodied, which was he gave his life for everyone else. He was a servant. That is what true leadership is. And what we want to develop is young people, young Christians who are going to be servants in their community. They're going to be the leaders in their churches, and leaders serve. And so understanding that distinction, we wanted to include that as part of our name and a distinction as to who we are.
Well, I mean, you just kind of blew the socks off of this room today and the audience. But I had no idea when you were coming on. I thought big news would be the fundraiser, and we were kind of celebrating. But this is a new era. I mean, this is a complete new era for...
Yeah, we have a new website, and
is it live?
It is live. RiverBend.com.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. Okay, we got to reset because you kind of just smoked us all with a bunch of stuff. This is big news for the community. As you guys just are hearing, if you're just tuning in, Mississippi Valley Christian School, starting next year, will be known as the Riverbend Christian and Leadership Academy. Same location?
Same location.
Really cool. We'll take a quick break just to reset here and get the news team going. That's big stuff. We'll take a quick break at 9:31 and come back with more of Mississippi Valley Christian School, now to be Riverbend Christian and Leadership Academy, right after this.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary. Come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Back 9:35. So what we're going to do is, now that we got the website going, this is really cool. RiverBend.Academy. It can't get much simpler than that. What happened to .com? I didn't realize. What happened to this? Yeah.
Well, they buy them up and then they make them expensive.
That's right. You're right, though. I like it, though. RiverBend.Academy. Simple to find. Easy.
It's simple for an email, too, as opposed to like MVCS stat, all the different little things. And I know that's always the way that people go. But when we had that option, it just seems simple just to be Riverbend. The other parts are super important. But for simplicity's sake, RiverBend.Academy is pretty easy.
Absolutely. So you guys are going to see the intro that you guys showcased during the seniors and parents basketball game, correct?
Yeah, we had a game with our varsity. Varsity versus our parents on Friday night, and it was interesting. It was a blast.
How many pulled hamstrings on the parent side?
None. We got out injury free. We do have that flu that's circulating right now, but and we beat the boys in overtime.
No way! That's even better. Hold on, I got an air horn for the boys here. But you showcase this, and people are going to see this here in a couple of seconds. Yep. But if you could take me through the design process of this rebranding, because just before they watch, I think a preview would be really cool. You were just telling me you got some ties to Western military in there. You have some ties to the past, but also your own identity, all within one of these branding packages. Take me through it.
Right. There's literally over 100 years of history on our 40 acres, and we think that history is important, that you need to study that, you need to learn it. And so certainly we have a great relationship with Western and their alumni association and CB Jackson, and they have their memorial there, historical memorial, which people should come and check out and read up on. And we want to maintain that same type of relationship with those who are going to hold on to Mississippi Valley as their alma mater and their name, and to Faith Baptist Church, and they're part of that as well. And so in designing a new logo and rebranding, we did decide to change up some colors and obviously the initials and all of that kind of thing. So we went with the Riverbend R and wanted to have a river type aspect to that. As we do that, we are keeping it as the Warriors, which has been historically our name, but we'll go away from kind of the chieftain Indian warrior type of thing and maintain a different warrior mascot. So we have a sword in there, which the sword is the word of God, which pierces the soul. And so we have it there kind of piercing the river bend as we want to make an impact in our community for the cause of Christ. And then we went with a patriotic theme as far as the colors, both a ode to Western as their a military type of thing, but also to the just very patriotic nature of the people who are associated with our organization. Wow. And so it's a red, white, and blue. And again, we think that it's catchy, and that we're very happy with the way it came out. There might be some few elements that I'm missing in there too, but
I think you hit a lot of them. But I want to do this. So let's play the video just to give people a taste. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more, showcase the website, and then we'll make sure we get this all out in a write-up, because this is big news for everybody across the region here.
Yeah, obviously there's hours and hours of work that go on behind the scenes, and when you do it, there's always going to be a few that are upset. I mean, I went to I lived out in New York. I went to Schenectady Christian School, and it served its purpose for a lot of years. Well, it's no longer that. It's Meikle Academy. One of the founders are persons that purchased the property or whatever, and they rebranded it. Doesn't change the education that I got or my love for the school or any of those things. But with anything, there's times for change.
Well,
and so...
Yeah, and you just said people don't like change. You know, and whether it's good or bad change, there's always a hesitation. But you know what? There's always a horizon. And now, I mean, we're seeing this. There's a new wave of education that's kind of creeping out there. So why not take this next generation and really step forward and make it your own?
Right. And with change, comes fear. People fear what that change looks like. It's not going to be the same as it always was. And I will say, in a way, yes, 100%, it's not going to be how it always was.
Yeah.
Because last time I came here, we were going bankrupt and going to not be existing at this point.
No, that's very true.
And so there are changes that we are going to make, and we're going to make intentionally. Doesn't change our mission, doesn't change our passion, doesn't change the people who have been executing on it I'm coming up on my completing my 6th year here. So 5 years that I've been in this community and been active at Mississippi Valley. And so, again, it's exciting changes that are happening, and we have huge expansion goals that we have before us over the next 7 or 8 months.
Well, why don't we do this? There's a teaser. We're going to play this for you, and we're going to come back and talk with Tim a little. We got some time?
I do.
Okay, good, because I was kind of worried. Okay, we'll take a quick break, or not take a quick. I'm used to just throwing it to break on this.
Yeah.
We're going to throw it to the intro. Introducing Riverbend Christian Leadership Academy, a new Christian school in the Riverbend. We'll take you there now.
Hi, my name is Tim Lee. I'd like to introduce to you Riverbend Christian Leadership Academy. After 50 years operating under Faith Baptist Church as Mississippi Valley Christian School, a new age of education is coming to the Riverbend. We're excited about moving forward with our new vision and our new mission to assist parents as they raise their children for Christ. Some of the changes are that we are no longer operating as a church, but rather that we want to work with the community of churches here in the Riverbend. We have established a pastoral council of community church pastors to guard and to guide our doctrinal position. We have a new school board of local Christian businessmen and women who are dedicating themselves to see Christian education go forward in our community. There are so many exciting things that are happening as we begin to build this new Christian school. We would like to invite you to come and see what Riverbend Christian Leadership Academy has to offer. Come and see our academics. Come and see our sports. Come and see the character of our young people.
My name is Sarah Brenner. I teach 3rd and 4th grade at Riverbend. Having that smaller class size, I can identify more where they are, can meet them where they are, give them the attention that they need. It is easier to know these families and know them at a deeper level than you would be able to maybe somewhere else. The way I incorporate our biblical teaching here at our school is that I always start our day with Bible class. I'm also able to incorporate Bible into our science lessons. We teach creation here, so it's always in our science. We could talk about it with math because God is a God of order. Even in our penmanship, God desires for us to do our very best.
I am Becky Wright. I teach junior high and senior high math, and then senior high science, and I also coach the girls volleyball team. The teacher-student ratio is much lower here. You do get a lot more one-on-one as opposed to the public school where you have 20 plus students in the classroom. So you're able to basically navigate to exactly what that student needs within the class time period without having extra work on the outside. We're able to accomplish so much more within that classroom with a smaller teacher-student ratio. One of our newer students, that was one of the biggest things that she had commented on coming here from a public school, is that it's so quiet here and you don't have to deal with fights and kids fighting all the time. It's academics that we are focusing on across the board. Our academics here are about 2 grades above what most public schools are. A young girl that went to visit another school in the area sat in on a pre-algebra class, and she knew everything they were talking about because it was stuff that we had done 2 years prior. High school years are very unique. It is a time where they are trying to figure out themselves, not only figure out themselves, but what they're going to do later on in life. So I think it's important that we as teachers become mentors for them, help guide them, direct them in what they want to do. But one thing I like to ask most of my students is you include God in that situation. Don't always ask what I want to do with my life. What is it that God wants you to do with your life? Because I think it is very important for our students to know what they believe, but not just what they believe, but why they believe what they believe. They're going to encounter in the real world many different types of situations, and having that strong faith-based foundation will help them be able to encounter those different types of situations. So knowing what you believe is good, but knowing why you believe what you believe is much more important.
We invite you to become a founding family of the Riverbend Christian Leadership Academy. We believe that as you do come, that you will see all of the things that you're looking for as you raise your child for Christ in the Riverbend.
How about that? Man, that was sweet. What a video. And also, again, just kind of, we were talking real briefly just about how it came together. Volunteers, putting that video together, your family again.
Yes. Yeah, our school families are really stepping up, and even on Friday night, what we asked is really what we need to do is raise something of a volunteer army. Again, we don't have the finances at this time to create that huge market surge of paying thousands of dollars to be prominently displayed on all of the billboards and all of that type of thing, nor do we necessarily desire that, but we certainly do want to be known in the community and in the community of churches, which is our primary target market.
Yeah.
And so those are the things that we're doing to bring our families and the skills that God has given them to be able to serve in the capacities that they do, and to help meet the need as you see in that video right there. So
well, now we're on the RiverBend.Academy website, where that's all you got to type in, RiverBend.Academy, and you can go and see for yourself. Now take us through a little bit of the site. We have a little bit of enrollment info on here, and what can you tell us about enrollment? When does it start?
Well, we're opening it up right now.
Oh, wow.
Because we have some big goals that we need to hit.
Yeah.
The biggest challenge that we have is we just haven't had enough students, and we haven't put ourselves out there in the community well enough from a marketing standpoint to be known. And so that's one of the things that we are fixing, and through social media, through CJ and through the Riverbender and those things, and just being able to create that the right kind of discussion about this as an option. Yeah. Our plan is to double our enrollment, which is a huge piece. We're actually aiming to triple our enrollment. Our facility can handle it. It's handled more than that in the past. It will take some work once we have better handle on those things. But what we're doing right now is we are opening it up to what we're going to call founding families. Now, those that are already with us, they're legacy families. They have been here with us. And but the new families coming in will be able to come and see is what we're asking them to do. We take that from John 1, where Jesus says to the disciples, come and see. And then a few verses later, Philip goes and finds Nathanael, and he says, I found the Messiah, come and see. We want folks to come and see. Don't just take our word for it, but come and see our academics, come and see our sports, come and see the character of our young people, which are the most important things as we live out this academic excellence. A phrase that has been used in the past and it's kind of fallen off a little bit is accelerated Christian education. And we use Iowa testing, which is well known across the country. And our 10th graders, we haven't traditionally tested our 12th graders, but our 10th and 11th graders across all aspects of the Iowa testing are at a college level.
Oh, wow.
Many of our 9th graders and 8th graders are also in English at a college level already. And so what we're doing is we're challenging our students to achieve all that they're capable of.
Well, and I've told you that just from my time around the couple of students that you guys have when I was coaching, when I coach Irish, I mean, you can just see it, and it's not just the books, because honestly, that's, as a person, that's the least thing I look at is how well can you read a book.
Right.
I want to know how good of a person you are.
Correct.
How are you going to treat people? And it's not just the learning mentality, it's the fact that they treat everyone so well. I mean, most respectful, I think, out of the group is very fair to say, and it was just because of the way that they carried themselves. And you said leadership. Leadership isn't always, screaming the loudest or always saying the most words. It's by sitting back and observing and seeing where you can fit in and help.
Right. Well, and it doesn't mean that you're the top scorer.
Right.
It may be that you fill your role to an excellent standard. It may even mean that you sit the bench.
Yeah.
In an excellent way.
It just depends. Yeah, well, because we all have different roles.
Correct.
And sometimes we need to sit out one because we just aren't meant for that moment. That's for somebody else, but we're going to support.
Yes.
And we can support and still lead. There's no,
Right.
So I love this. So you're doing preschool, kindergarten, elementary, middle school, and high school, correct?
Correct.
Preschool, what ages?
So it's 3, 4, and 5 is we have a few 3-year-olds, and we're trying to open up that a little bit more. And our big goal would be 210 students.
Wow.
That still only leaves us as a 15-to-1 ratio. So and again, I do have a few teachers that I would have to hire, about 3 or 4 positions that I might have to hire, but that would still leave us at a 15 ratio.
Uh-huh.
If we just double, we would be right around 10 student to teacher ratio. And our plan is to, we have some grades that are combined because of the smaller class size. Our plans would be just to split those classes and have each individual grade that way. But even as we're doing it now and have done traditionally, the numbers are there that the education is there.
Well, and also, I'm seeing too, just to circle back, if you're getting a taste of this and really are excited about it, save 10% before April 14th on enrollment.
Correct. So the challenge is, give a little bit of inside baseball. The challenge is again, this is my will be my 6th year, or finishing out, what is it? Anyways, 4 or 5 years that we've been here, I've been in those meetings come the end of the school year where we've had to ask the question, are we going to open in August?
Yeah.
Every year that I've been here, we've asked that question.
Wow.
Because, as I said, Faith was subsidizing the education. The money coming in wasn't enough to pay the bills. And so it's a good question. If you don't have enough money to pay your bills, what are we going to do? And they've stepped forward in faith, and we're here. We don't want to ask that question anymore.
Right, I get it.
Can't wait until April or May or June to say, hey, come and see, and hope that those folks will start to come in. Our prayer and our ask is that if you're considering it at all, a Christian school option, that you would come and see what we have to offer, and I or someone else will give you a tour, we'll sit down with you, we'll show you where your child would line up, how you would fit in to our culture, that you would see what we have to offer, whether that is the academics or even the sports. Talk to some of the different kids in youth groups and that type of thing. And there's one young man that I play basketball with occasionally, and he's a young kid. He's putting it down with 2 hands. I'm like, oh, you must play on the basketball team. He's like, oh, no. And it's like, well, why not? Well, because there's so much more competition. Now he's a great athlete. And if he came to our school, he'd have a great chance to play. Probably he would start at this point. Now, do we want that to always be the case? No, but you know what? Do you want to ride the bench or do you want to play the game? And that's different for different folks. Some people have aspirations to play Division I basketball.
Well, yeah, too, though. I mean, you hit on something even more important because you can play as many games as you want, but I mean, I can tell you just from firsthand experience, being the athlete I was, is how many D1 recruits that never got the phone call, and it wasn't because of their talent. It was because when you have that kind of attention in those environments like this 3As and the 7A, all that crazy stuff, you're not going to get the actual skills developed that a program wants, not a team, a program. And that's what the difference is. These kids go into college, doesn't matter if it's D3 or community college or D2 or 1, it's a program. Right. It's not just this team that I'm the star of. You know what I'm saying? So some of those things
I was a college athlete as well. I didn't go very far in it, but I did play a little bit.
Right.
And here's the thing. You played at the college level. If you're college material, you'll play in college. Yeah. If you're professional material, you'll play professionally. Right. So high school is an opportunity for you to follow your passions.
Yeah.
And so, again, we're not going to compete with Alton High by any.
If you did, that'd be a heck of a movie, though.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm willing to write the script and see that come out, but that's not our goal.
Right.
It's not our goal. But we do play in 2 competitive leagues, and it's an opportunity to participate.
Well, and it's an opportunity. And like I said, when you're learning all those important skills, like we've hit on the faith-based and just some of the leadership things, all of that is secondary as far as any parent's concerned. You know, I would think. You know, just kind of because you never know.
Yeah.
But it's just, to me, that's where I would kind of go with it is, you know, you're going to have everything that you would want at any particular school.
Right.
It's just, you know, now it's a little bit more focused on developing that individual, too.
Right.
Man,
Right.
this is so cool. So if you're just tuning in, as we've talked for more than I told Tim we were going to talk for today, this is just the coolest thing. Mississippi Valley Christian School, after 50 years, which was this year,
It is this year.
is going to be saying that's the end of the chapter, the end of the book for as far as we're concerned. Riverbend Christian Leadership Academy will be starting. Do we have a date yet for your school year, now that you know you're going to be back?
It's August 18, whatever our regular school start like, again,
August.
Nothing's really changed. It's just getting moved from here to
Well,
here.
that's what I'm saying, yeah.
And again, whatever that August is, usually it's the 3rd week. I would have to look it up.
There we go. But you have in the meantime to go to RiverBend.com, and this is where you can learn more, whether or not you're looking for preschool, kindergarten, elementary school, middle school, high school. This is a great opportunity to kind of get in early, see what it's all about, and be a part of, you know, this new wave of learning.
Well, when we want it to be the right decision for your family.
Yeah.
With our separation from faith, it really creates some freedom for us. And again, this is not a slight to faith, but they're a church who is trying to build a church. And one of the ministries they had was the Christian school. Now that we're no longer a church, we're not in competition with you or your church. We want to facilitate you. We want to facilitate the parents and the pastors in those churches to fulfill their mission. And if we can come alongside, you know, I have served as a youth pastor for many years in a number of different ministries. And part of the challenge is, well, you get them a couple times a week for a couple hours, and that's the scope of your influence with these kids.
Right.
Bringing them into a Christian school creates an atmosphere where they are in that kind of atmosphere on the regular basis, where it is actually, not only is it not frowned upon, but it's actually encouraged that you would carry your Bible, that you would be spiritually minded, that you'd be growing in Christ, that you would be being encouraged to explore that side of your imago Dei, your image of God that God has created you to be. And so that's what that's the value that we bring. And again, at this time, there isn't anything within. We are charging because we don't receive any kind of government funds.
Right.
The numbers there are this per student, depending on where we're talking about. In Illinois, it's between $17,000 or $18,000 per student, and then up as high as $24,000 per student. And so we're doing it for significantly less than that, but there is a cost.
There is.
And so.
But, you know, just because of what we've been, there's a cost, but it's at the point where, you know, and it's not a slight on any school. It's just some parents are ready to go, you know, let's get out of the hecticness maybe of some of the environments. Maybe it's not right. And let's go ahead and do this because, you know, for some parents, not all of them, obviously, you can't make that blanket statement, but there's no cost really for education because education's the most important thing. And, you know, you see parents all the time trying to work 2 jobs sometimes, or they'll pick up something else just to make sure they have that extra experience. And if knowing you can get it on the ground floor, maybe get a couple of dollars off of that too and get all that experience, Tim, this is really cool. And now with that being said, just to circle back to faith, it also allows faith, you know, just to kind of help to move on and do maybe something else with some of those, you know, potential funds for them, you know, so it helps everybody.
Correct.
And that's what I wanted to get out too, because you did a really good job with doing that, because you're right, this is not a bad thing, it's good for everybody.
Yeah, and again, Faith has a new young pastor over there. We have a great relationship. I encourage you to check them out online or visit with them if you're able to do that, or if you're looking for a church. And we want to maintain that good relationship. again, with the change and with the fear, people are like, oh, you're undoing 50 years of yada. No, not intending to undo 50 years of anything, but to continue on those points that need to continue and build for the next 50 and beyond years.
Well, and Tim, thank you so much for stopping by. We'll link everything in an article on RiverBender.com.
Yeah.
You're coming back at the end of the month, aren't you? Did I see that? The 26th?
Oh, yeah, they told me I'm coming back for something else, but
we'll touch on it.
We'll touch on it for sure. I don't
Tim,
remember what it
I'm
is.
glad we touched on this now. Yeah, you are coming back at the end of the month.
I am. Now that you say it, I remember it. Somebody put it on my calendar, and they told me what it was for, but right now it's not escaping me.
Hey, at 10 o'clock on the dot in downtown Alton, we'll take a quick break. The next chapter begins for Riverbend Christian Leadership Academy in just a couple of months, and it starts now when you can enroll at riverbend.academy and find out all the details today.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget, his economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I know just where I stand. Another serenader and another long-haired band. Today I am your champion. I may have won your hearts, but I know the game and you forget my name. I won't be here in another year if I don't stay on the charts.
10:03, welcome back. Daily Show on this Wednesday morning, the 5th day of February. CJ Nasello here on Roku TV, RiverBender.com. Here's what you need to know. The Rosewood Heights Fire Department responded to a fire in the 100th block of Dell Avenue on February the 4th yesterday, where a shed was engulfed in flames. Firefighters arrived quickly and managed to control the fire despite challenges posed by nearby fences. Fortunately, there were no reported injuries. Neighbors mentioned that someone was burning leaves nearby prior to the fire. The fire department currently investigating the cause of the incident to ensure safety in the community. Residents are reminded to exercise caution when burning debris to prevent similar situations. Law enforcement officials were recently honored at the SILECSIPCA Annual Awards Banquet for their outstanding commitment to public safety. Among the recognized was Madison County Sheriff's Department Communications Officer Cynthia Tweedy, who received the Telecommunications Award for 19 years of service managing 911 calls. Deputy Blake Johnson and Deputy Ryan Fry were awarded the Certificate of Merit for their courageous actions during a rollover crash. Additionally, Sergeant Cade Golker and Deputy Jacob Quaid received the Life Saving Award for their quick response to a stabbing incident. The Sheriff's Enforcement Team was also honored for significant achievements in combating crime in the community. A full write-up on RiverBender.com. At a recent City Council meeting in Wood River, Mayor Tom Stallcup and Police Chief Brad Wells presented the 2024 Officer of the Year Award to Jeffrey Fester. Chief Wells highlighted Fester's exceptional work ethic and compassion, praising him as an obvious choice for the award. Fester, a former East Alton police officer, has spent 4 years with the Wood River Police Department and ranks among the top in documented activity. His involvement in a recent high-profile murder-for-hire case further showcased his skills and commitment to the community. Telecommunicator Brendan Linhart was also recognized with the Telecommunicator of the Year Award for Wood River. Congratulations to both. Also, in the news today, XO Lounge is set to welcome the community for an exciting Galentine's Day evening in just a couple of days on Friday, February the 7th from 6 to 10 p.m. This celebration, dedicated to honoring friendships among women, features drink specials, manicures, and pedicures. Organizers Lauren Rayner emphasizes the event's aim to pamper friends with affordable luxury. Attendees can indulge in XO's nail bar and med spa services, enjoy a mobile candy bar, and listen to live music. Owner Gina Gamblin promises a loving atmosphere, complete with Valentine's Day decorations and special offers throughout the month. Registration is required for this free event. And finally, in the news this morning at 10:06 in our Metro East Star region, a tragic accident occurred in St. Clair County on February the 2nd and resulted in the death of 50-year-old motorcyclist Daryl Clifford Lambert from Troy. The collision happened around 6 p.m. on Scott Troy Road, involving Lambert's black 1999 Honda motorcycle and a maroon 2015 Ford Mustang driven by an unnamed female. Despite CPR efforts administered at the scene, Lambert was pronounced deceased shortly after 7:24 p.m. The St. Clair County Sheriff's Department, alongside the Illinois State Police Traffic Crash Reconstruction Unit, is investigating the incident with further details yet to be disclosed. And at 10:07, that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend on this 5th morning of February. We'll take you right to weather now. Freezing rain this morning, periods of it. Some ice mixed in early in the day, and tonight, cloudy with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. It does feel like 32 degrees out there, humidity at 55%. Air quality right now is at 36, which is good, and mold count staying right there at 518, which is a little elevated over the past couple of days. Right now, they are changing the forecast up a little bit in terms of what temperatures are going to look like today. Temperatures are going to reach only 38 now is what they're calling for, and dropping down to 36 overnight as we head into Thursday. On Thursday, a high of 47 degrees, a low of 26. And on Friday, partly sunny skies, a high of 42, a low of 36 degrees. As we head into the weekend on Saturday, the 8th of February, we're going to see temperatures reach about 45 degrees, and they'll drop down to 25 as we head into Saturday, into Sunday. There will be rain on Saturday, too, throughout the day. On Sunday, the 9th of February, a high of 35, a low of 28 degrees, and that's how it'll look for the next 5 days. And here's what's happening now. It's 10:09 in downtown Alton in the RiverBender building. It feels like 32 degrees, but the real temperature, 31, with freezing rain all throughout the 618. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. You can stay up to date in real time all the time by going to RiverBender.com/weather. All righty, while I have you, and my voice is going, I hope I'm not getting sick. This is starting to get a little alarming for me. While I have you, let me fill you in. Hey, guess where I went for my birthday? I told you that, didn't I? Did I tell you or Brian Trust that? I can't remember. Oh, Sydney's coming on the show. Oh, she did have time. Yay, Sydney. Come on in, Sydney. Now, did you go to Centerstone? Come on in, because I know that everyone will also have the story soon, so we might as well talk about it now. So, You were just at the Centerstone pantry opening.
I was. Very exciting. They opened pantries for the community to give to or take from or whatever you need to do, and there's no requirements or anything. It's really cool.
Were you here at 7 o'clock today?
I was here at 7 o'clock today. I was busy. I had things to do. So.
Man, you pulled a CJ. I got into the parking lot and saw Mike's truck and went, man, I got beat today. And then I saw yours and went, man, got beat twice.
Yeah, usually you're here first,
I
so
tried.
I mixed it up today.
Mike normally sneaks in on me, though. See,
you guys compete.
We do. It's a very friendly competition.
Absolutely.
But I always try to leave first.
And I respect that. I respect that a lot.
So was the pantry unveiling pretty cold?
It was very cold and rainy, so I look a little waterlogged, but it's okay. It was very fun, very exciting for Centerstone and for the community to enjoy and get what they need. So it's a cool situation. Story forthcoming in the next hour or so.
Absolutely. Well, I was just telling everybody, because we're going to start Blog Talk here soon, but we went to Carver's the other day.
We did. It was really good.
I was very excited with the meal.
It was very good.
What'd you get? I forgot.
I had a pulled pork sandwich, and I have to recommend, honestly.
Was it good?
It was very good.
Now,
did
you do the sweet sauce or did you do the spicy one?
I did the sweet sauce because I'm a baby, so I stuck with the sweet, but it was very good.
See, that's what I'm talking about, because every once in a while we have people like Sydney that think ketchup spicy, so we got, no, I'm just kidding.
You're not wrong.
But they take care of everybody. So why don't we recommend this? Take your lunch to the next level like we did just the other day at Carver's Barbecue right over there on Groveland. That's 2716 Groveland to be exact. Whether it's a pulled pork sandwich like Sydney had over there or the one Nancy had that was on steroids.
That looked really good. It
coleslaw.
was pulled pork with coleslaw on it. Yeah.
Man, that looked good. Or you can have what I had with a smoked brisket plate or even a stuffed baked potato loaded with barbecue goodness. Carver's the spot for flavor-packed midday meals and throughout the week. Also, Super Bowl Sunday cater. Why are you cooking? Let Carver's do it for you. 618-467-9999 or carversbarbecue.com. And when you stop by, don't forget to tell them that CJ and RiverBender.com, along with Sydney, sent you over their way.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Will you stay with me? Baby, my love is on the line. Baby, don't change your mind. Don't change it. Be strong and leave the past behind. Baby, don't change your mind. Don't change it.
Yeah, that's funny.
Don't change it.
Welcome back, 10:15. Well, was your mind changed last night?
I'm staying out of it. I am an unbiased reporter.
Oh my God. You had a time of your life this morning. You had to write on the candidates form. That's a tough one.
It is, and I'm writing a follow-up about the other candidates that came in. So that
That's
was about
really
the mayoral
good.
candidates that's out right now, and you can read a little bit about what they had to say. But a follow-up about the other candidates, aldermanic candidates, and they're going to come out, and that'll come out in the next hour or so. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, lots of exciting things going on in Alton and Godfrey these next couple of weeks. So we'll see what happens.
Godfrey next week.
Godfrey next week. Yeah, candidates forum Tuesday,
I think
7
there's.
o'clock.
I'm just gonna say it. I think there's a need for a debate.
I'm
I'm gonna put it on the floor now because there's a lot of comments that said we just want to hear more from the candidates.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying you have to agree with me. I'm just saying I'm putting it on the floor at 10:16 on the 5th that I think we need to openly do this.
That would be fascinating. So
All right,
I look forward
back
to seeing
to
what
business.
happens.
Back to business with Blog Talk. What'd you write about this week, Sydney?
This week, I recently binge watched a show, which I don't really do that often, but I gotta say I recommend it.
What has been binge watch? Do you have to actually watch the damn thing?
You as opposed to
Because see what I do. This is so bad.
No, let's hear it.
I'll turn on like The Sopranos and I'll be on my phone for 8 hours.
I get
like to me,
that.
I don't feel like I'm binge listening.
I get that. And I have such a, I don't know about you,
Binge
but
observing?
my attention span is just like horrible these days. And I blame the phones. Like I totally Gen Z, like I blame the phones. But that being said, no, I definitely tried to focus in on this show. I was like in it. I was, focused, but there were times I was on my phone too. I'll admit that. So I don't know. You could argue I didn't binge
What
watch it
show?
all. It was Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets. It's the first season's on Netflix. The second season's on Paramount Plus. Recommend just getting a free trial. That's how to do it.
I'm such an ass.
You are. I was getting there. But I highly recommend this show. Have you heard of this?
No, I have not.
So basically, just a really quick summary.
I was off. No, I have not.
There you go.
I was off mic.
Yeah, you were. You were far back. Just a quick summary. It's about the soccer team that crashes in the middle of the wilderness.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I have heard about
this.
this.
It's so good.
Really?
Yeah, it's a thriller. And I'm not usually I'm more of like a...
Yeah, you're a lighthearted.
You can probably tell from my general vibe. I'm more of like a rom-com kind of girl. So usually, but I've never binged a rom-com. But so I binged this thriller.
Can
and
you
it was
binge
so
a
good.
rom-com? Or do you just watch one?
You just focus in really hard on a rom-com, I guess. I don't know.
So, what is this about? So, is it based on a real story?
No, I don't think so. It's just a soccer team. It's part of the show follows these girls that have crashed in the wilderness and how they survive. And then the second bit of it on the other hand, it flips back and forth between that and in the future the survivors kind of reconciling their choices that they made.
Paramount Plus has it going on.
Yeah, they do. Showtime, I think, technically. But yeah, it's highly recommend.
Well,
sorry. I'm just trying to give credit where credit's due. I don't know where it's from. I just watched it on TV. So, but I recommend it. And the 3rd season comes out on Valentine's Day, so I was excited. I was trying to watch.
So now it makes sense. I'm putting the pieces together here. So
Absolutely.
what chicken and egg scenario? What came first, the binge watch or the next season?
Well, I knew the next season was coming, and I had never seen the show before, but I thought it looked interesting. So I decided to just go for it and, commit. And it was a very good time.
Have you watched the new Fallout?
No, I haven't. Is
TV
that
show?
good?
I don't know. So this is what bums me out.
Let's
Okay,
hear it.
I don't know how Prime works. I'm just going to be honest.
know.
So if you have Amazon Prime, do you get the TV shows and movies?
I'm pretty sure.
Everyone keeps telling me that, but I don't see them, okay? Because every time I'm on my little Amazon account and I click on the Fallout series, it doesn't happen. I get one episode and I've seen it 400 times. I can quote it.
That's disappointing. And you want to watch the series.
I do. I just am curious.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
I don't really know how these things work. What I do a lot is I will submit my email for a free trial for like a week or a month, and I'll just do that again and again.
Then you call the retention department.
I just keep doing that until I see everything I want to see.
Well, hell, I learned how that worked the other day. Were you at the lunch table when I was complaining about my internet bill?
No, I don't think so.
So, okay, I got Charter. AT&T. This is the best phone call of my life. I called the AT&T company, and the lady that was the rep said, "Well, we can get you like 10 megabytes down." And I'm like, "Well, that couldn't power my satellite dish, let alone my phone." So no, I'll call Charter. She goes, "Well, I'm a Charter rep too." I'm like, is that an ethical way to do
That's
business?
funny.
Like, so I didn't even hang up the phone. I
Yeah.
literally just switched companies by just a quick period at the end of a sentence.
There
it was
we
just
go.
like, all right, AT&T's done, so let's move on to Chart. Well, then she gives me this. It was like $55 a month. I was fine. All of a sudden, like overnight, it just went to like $90.
That's not good.
And it's the same speed. Pass.
No.
So I got to call Nancy was telling me about how to do that.
Okay, well, make a phone call. See what you can do. Yeah, I
I'm
hope it
not
works
good
out.
at that stuff. I always come off as too aggressive, and then they hang up the phone on me.
See, I've heard you before on the phone with a company to dispute a bill, and I've heard you in your office, and it is intense. I'll say you get hardcore.
I hold their feet to the fire.
You make sure you get what you want, and I respect that because you get things done.
I was
don't get
mean to that
anything
poor
done.
company.
Yeah.
Man, JCPenney didn't know what hit him on the
JCPenney
phone.
was at
Oh
a
my
loss,
God,
yeah.
that guy didn't know. So when you're binge watching this, what was your takeaway of your binge watching experience?
I recommend it. I gotta recommend binge watching every now and then, and I know it's not healthy, but
It's not healthy.
Well, I
Like,
mean, to sit
I think
and,
it is.
You just sit for hours on the couch, and I'll say my game was weak because I definitely took breaks. So, you could even argue that I didn't really binge watch, but I think sitting for hours on the couch, enjoying your show, just fully consuming something, like engaging with media, there's a benefit to that. So I gotta recommend this every now and then, especially these dreary months that we're in right now.
Here.
Yeah, right?
Here. So let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Was this a planned binge watching episode?
So I sat down and I was like, yeah, like an episode. It's like the morning. I'm like, I'm going to have something to eat and just watch an episode and, continue on my day.
So it wasn't a planned binge?
No, I had things to do. I was like planned. Okay. I was conscious of all the chores and tasks that I had to do that day. And I was like, wow, I'm really wasting my weekend here because I'm just sitting here watching this show.
Yeah.
But the thing is, was it a waste, really? Is wasted time that you enjoyed wasted time? So I would argue...
Yes.
No. You're a hater. No, it was a good time. It was fun.
I am a hater. Oh, man. So did you get any of your tasks done, though?
Eventually, we circled back.
So you got them done, though?
I circled back. So, I
Now I'm a
watched
little
my
jealous.
show, and then I came back around and was like, okay, now it's, 5 p.m. or whatever, but I can still get some things done. So I did that. So be proud of me. I didn't completely waste my weekend.
But did everything you set forth to do before the binge watch was accomplished?
Most of what I accomplished,
what's most? Define most. No, but
Don't put me on the spot
I'm
like
kind of
this.
jealous here
Yeah.
because I do that all the time where I'll sit there and I'll go, man, I got to get up and do stuff.
Right.
But I'm telling you what, there is something about a Saturday waking up and having you have to be here.
Yeah.
it is not good for CJ if I don't have to be somewhere because I will just sit in bed all day and do nothing.
Literally.
Like,
no.
honestly, everyone always thinks, well, man, he must be a part. I don't. I go out after I work. Like,
Yeah.
if I have like a meeting or something, but I am home. I don't want to be bothered. I just want to play Xbox. I just want to relax.
Literally.
And most importantly, just kind of,
veg.
Avoid.
Yeah, no, I respect that.
But the thing is, though, I'll start binge watching something, and then I won't do nothing.
No, and I respect that.
So I'm
but
kind of jealous that you got something done.
Here's the thing. I would argue there's benefits to that, though, too, because, like, sometimes, you got to just take a break and avoid, like you said, avoid the tasks and the social situations and just fully enjoy the moment that you're in. So I say you could argue that it's, in a way,
I agree with
good
you
for
100%.
Yeah.
I don't know why my mind just goes when you said that. Enjoy the moment you're in. It's like, could you imagine? Like, there's always that one person that does find that, and I'm always like, really, because I was sitting there, and you like watch like or not you, but like I'll watch documentaries. And they'll be on like the craziest things going on. And there's always that one or two people that you can tell that are just the most serene. And it's not because they're binge watching anything. It's just because they're just comfortable with who they are.
No, literally.
Isn't that like the most amazing thing? Like there'll be missiles going off around them and nothing bothers them.
I respect that.
You know, me
what
too. Like
that
I'm not
is.
going,
Yeah.
like it's just so amazing to me.
Impressive. I don't know. I haven't figured out. I haven't like nailed down yet how to do that, how to just be like serene.
If you do, let me know.
Literally, if anyone has any advice, please reach out. But I don't know. But no, I do know what you mean. People that just like can relax and be good with what they have going on. So shout out to them.
Was this worth binge watching?
I recommend it. I gotta
You
say it's
do?
pretty
Okay.
good. What have you binge watched lately?
I binge watch the same 3 shows over and over.
Literally, well, I
4
do
shows.
that too,
Actually, no,
usually.
I'm adding.
Yeah.
So I got Dog the Bounty Hunter back on the 24-hour loop. Man, there's nothing better than Dog, man. Get on the ground. Love it. Anyway, and then he says, "Go with Christ, bro," right after. So you got Dog the Bounty Hunter. I've been watching The Sopranos. I binge watch that
That's
all
a
the
good
time.
one.
John Adams. I don't know why. It's a 7-episode
the
series.
John Adams series.
I don't know why. I just think it's such a fascinating time.
It's
you know?
really good.
It is very
Yeah.
good, but I can definitely quote every 7 episodes
That's
of that.
impressive. That's pretty good.
I've watched it like 80 times. So there's that. Veep. Been watching a
Veep
lot
is
of Veep.
good,
Very
yeah.
solid content in Veep. And then West Wing.
West Wing. See, that's interesting. You have a lot of like those shows that you're into, those like dramas.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
I'm a
love
very
that for you.
dramatic man.
You are hardcore. Yeah. No, I love that for you. That's exciting. No, that's my thing is.
Oh,
this
and
thriller,
90 Day
yeah.
Fiance. I do love that show.
That
That
is
is
a
good
good
smut. Because I always, I'm like, I could have a girlfriend right now, and then I watch 90 Day Fiance, and I feel so much better. I'm just like, you know what? It's okay. It's okay.
That's a good point. Yeah, reality shows.
It's
I do
okay.
love me like a really trashy reality show. Like those are so fun to just watch and just have zero thoughts while you watch. Or usually I'm on my phone too, so I'm scrolling and watching and listening, and I'm like, this is the best kind of situation. So I'm with you on that. Highly recommend bad TV. But if anyone has recommendations for good TV shows, because I need something to like replace the hole that has been left by Yellow Jackets. So please, somebody recommend something. I appreciate it.
There you go. So, with that being said, did we accomplish Blog Talk today?
I feel like we've accomplished something. I don't know what. I feel more productive than I did this weekend, so that's good.
Well, you've been busy. You got to get back to it.
Yeah,
we
excited.
got one interview left to go, and that's with New Frontiers, who is celebrating 47 years in business.
That's
which is
awesome.
great for them. Sydney, what are you writing about next week?
All kinds of things coming up down the pipeline. And I
Up,
think that's
down.
just-
See, we
yeah,
did it again.
we
Up,
did it
down
again.
the pipeline.
Sorry.
No,
that's on
don't
me.
be sorry. I did it last week. You did it this
I
week.
heard you last week. Yeah, you did. No, it's funny. It's not a call out. I'm just acknowledging we're on the same page.
I love
but
it. I love
no, it definitely is busy, but that's exciting. Like we always say, that means there are exciting things happening in the community. So I'm excited to see what comes down the pipeline next. That'll be good.
Well, I can tell you what's coming up and down at Village Dispensary. Just let me be blunt about this. Village Dispensary is your go-to spot for all things green. And guess what? St. Patrick's Day coming. Got to go all out. Green everywhere.
Constant green.
Constant
Valentine's
green.
Day. Mix it up a little bit.
And you can go green with vapes, flowers, topicals, tinctures, edibles, concentrates, or accessories. They've got a selection that'll make you feel like that you're in a Harold and Kumar movie. And a fun one, too. You know, their friendly staff has you in and out faster than you can say up and smoke, and they'll keep you more educated than Snoop Dogg or Willie Nelson could. Let me tell you something about VillageDispo.com. They got an inventory that would make Woody Harrelson blush. And remember, when you stop by, don't tell them, all right. Tell them that CJ sent you over their way. And I can get some lines in.
That was pretty good.
And you know what I think about Sydney when I think about Village Dispensary?
Yeah, let's hear
The
it.
same thing Lionel Richie thinks about.
I wanna be high, so high. I wanna be free to know the things I do are right. I wanna be free, just me, oh man.
Oh no, another bad headache? Yeah. Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse. Maybe not.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome into this Wednesday morning, the 5th day of February, and for 47 years we've driven by that building that says New Frontiers Home Furnishings, and I am just so glad to have you guys in the studio. How are we doing today? How are we not doing good? It's an anniversary here. This is great. And we got Cathie, Barb, and Ed in the studio. Ed, 47 years ago, did you think you'd still be here doing the same thing now?
No. Probably not. Probably never thought that far ahead.
Well, and you know, before we dive into the full kit and caboodle of the fun of the 47 years and the anniversary sale that, of course, we want to fill you all in on, let's talk about the story a little bit, Ed. You know, what made you get into the furniture industry, the furniture business, and what led to New Frontiers?
Well, I think I just kind of wanted to be my own boss. I was working at a steel fab place. But then I started making Adirondack chairs out of my dad's garage.
What's an Adirondack chair?
It's a wooden outdoor chair named after the Adirondack Mountains. A real laid back. I mean, they're all over these days.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's. But back in the day, they were new. I mean, not new. I mean, they were. But when I first started selling them, I was just calling them lawn chairs. And there was somebody at a show way up north we used to do shows all over the country, and somebody said, "You know what that chair is called?" And I said, "No." She goes, "It's an Adirondack chair." So I started making those, and then we moved over here to the 500 block of Broadway, started making just little small wooden things and outdoor furniture, and people would come in and asking us if we had tables and chairs, and I'd say no, but I'd walk them on the sidewalk and I'd point down the street. Well, that place down there does, you know. And then finally I thought, well, what are we doing here? I thought maybe I'll start handling tables and chairs. So kind of started like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, take me through, if you could, the first couple of years of business and what that, really looked like for New Frontiers, because that's where I always find it fascinating. We see the name now and we, see it 47 years later, but what do those early years look like for you and the business as a whole?
Well, the real early years, like I said, we were just making outdoor.
Right.
And then we started, like I said, I'd walk them out on the sidewalk and I'd say, down there they have tables and chairs. And so when we first kind of evolved into handling a little indoor, we were all unfinished. We just did unfinished furniture. And we did that for a long, long time. And then, I don't know, I guess we were still on Broadway when we started handling some finished goods. But then this building down here was the old Jupiter. It was vacant for years, and I bought that in '87, I think. Wow. And we thought we'd never be able to fill that thing. We did. We thought we'd never be able to fill it. And but now we got the lower level jam-packed, the upper level. Love to have a bigger store, but probably not the case.
Well, that's where you come in to keep buying. Then we can keep upgrading. You don't too, but Barb, take me through your time here at New Frontiers and how your journey started.
Well, probably just coming to work for my brother. And
is he a good boss? Let me ask you now. No pressure.
He is, actually.
Good job.
Over 47 years, we've only probably argued a few times. Yeah,
well, that's good.
No, I'm just working for him back in the early days with Sue, his wife, too. Just when we would unload trucks and put all the furniture down in the basement on Broadway. And, we kind of did a little bit of everything and came along with the move, and here we are. It's changed.
100.
And when we first started, there was the old bridge, and one of the real estate agents, Gene St. Cyr, he, when I came over here, because I grew up in North County, and I came over here and I just wanted like a building in the industrial area. There used to be one down there. And so I go looking for a spot, and he goes, "Oh, you need to be up here because like on Broadway." And everybody who came over that bridge back in the day, you had to turn right. You came over that old bridge and you had to turn right. Well, so everybody went by our place. And if it wasn't for him, telling me you need to be up here, I never would have made it, so just being in that exposure on, right there, that's what helped us.
Well, and we have the old video, a video of someone driving the old Clark Bridge on our YouTube page, and it just blows my mind, just the nuance that new bridge did.
It was a scary one.
It was a scary bridge. You got that right.
It's one I'm glad I didn't have to drive on. I'll just be honest with both of you. Well, and Cathie, before we dive into New Frontiers even further, take me through how you got involved with the business.
Well, I was selling advertising.
Okay.
And came in and talked to Sue, who is Ed's wife, and she hired me to come in and work a couple of evenings a week and on Saturdays. And then it kind of morphed, and then I moved away, and then I would come back here on my vacations, and I would come and work at the store just because I liked it so much. And then when I moved back, they were gracious enough to take me back, and so since 2015, I've been involved.
Really cool. Well, and I think it's such a testament too, just to see, if you're, still around all these years later, since, especially as a family business, because I come from one a little bit with Rigdon and all of that, and know a little bit of, just the testament of will and passion to keep things driving. And, Cathie, for you to have a couple of cups of coffee and then come back to the kit full time, that just shows that you are ready for New Frontiers all the way.
Yeah. I love the furniture store, and they're great. It's just small family-run business, and everybody's like family, and
we have a lot of fun. It's a good team.
Yeah. Well, and take me through that with your relationships with your customers too, because I'm sure that's important. And it's almost, I could imagine knowing some people just by their taste when they walk in the door of, here's what you'll like, Mr. Smith, just because it came in the other day. Is that kind of where you're at now with some of your clients? Do you have generational ones?
We have generational ones, but I don't know. I would ever be able to pick out anybody's style for them walking in the door.
You don't think so?
No. Well, Younger versus older, maybe, but that'd be about it, you know. But
fair.
The more you talk to them, though, the more you can figure it out.
Yeah. These ladies are very good at, you know, all the custom upholstery, all helping ladies pick out fabrics for their sofas and everything like that. They're really good at that.
Well, and you do a lot of home shows, don't you?
Well, we do. You know, we used to do tons of them. We don't do quite as many anymore. We're a much smaller crew than we once were. We've kind of evolved into manufacturing greenhouses. You know, the outdoor furniture is being replaced by greenhouses.
Really?
And we started in 2008 doing those, and we weren't really marketing them very much, just every once in a while at a show. But now, anywhere we go, that's all we do is greenhouses, residential greenhouses.
How can people reach out to say, hey, we want one?
Well, you can come by the store, go to the website and see it, you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is that on your website? Can we take them through it after a commercial break?
Yeah.
Well, we aren't going to take the break yet. I just want to show you some of the things that you could be stopping in and seeing at New Frontiers, correct? It's pretty updated?
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, I always take a chance sometimes, you know. We'll take you on the screen now. As you can see, on New Frontiers, just takes you through some of the different furniture options they have. And then also, you can get a taste of some of their vendors by category, and really by name. And look at that, a lot of made in the United States vendors on your list over there.
We try.
What's your current best selling vendor? Do you guys have one if someone comes into that they look for?
Yeah, that would be hard.
There's a pretty even mix. But when you come to soft goods, sofas, etc.
Okay.
I guess Craftmaster is one of our big names.
Really?
North Carolina, all made domestically.
That's one that really is familiar with. I'm not too familiar with manufacturing, but that is one that even sticks out to me when I think of it.
Yeah.
Really cool. Well, hey, guess what I found? Gentlemen and gentle ladies, right here on the screen. More information on greenhouses. This is incredible. And, you know, take me through how long did it take to really perfect the process, if you will, for these greenhouses?
Well, you know, I mean, it took a little while. I mean, we kind of designed it, and I think one of the reasons we didn't want to just go full bore is because when you ship, it's shipped in a kit farm.
Yeah.
And when you ship these things in a kit, and if you're shipping them halfway across the country, you got to have it right. It's got to go together right, you know. So we didn't really make a big push until we were confident, you know, that everything was going to be fine. And I've got a team that, you know, does some assembly like locally, and they'll even go as far as like Indiana, Cincinnati, and they'll set them up for customers who don't have a handyman or are not handy themselves. But our delivery crew, we've got Tony, Jeff, and Gary, but they're heading out to Denver tomorrow morning for a garden show out there. So
really cool.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm just looking through it. I mean, just seeing, you know, names from Ohio and Indiana and different places. That's really cool to see.
Yeah.
Well, and now take me through the process. So, do you need some background in putting in construction to be able to put these kits together?
Well, probably.
Okay.
You know, so my father was a carpenter.
Gotcha.
And I worked at a steel place, you know, learned how to read blueprints, etc. You know, so yeah, there's.
Good to know. Just in case someone wants to buy it that thinks they're handy and maybe just needs to call the experts to finish the install, you know?
Yeah, install, yeah.
Absolutely. You guys got a moment to stick around? I got to pay a quick bill. Cool. We'll take a quick break. More Daily Show on this Wednesday morning comes back right around the corner on this 5th day of February. You stay there. We'll stay here on RiverBender and Roku TV right after a quick break.
Get access to care for anyone, anywhere, at any time. No appointments, no waiting rooms, no traveling. OSF on call.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. Daily Show smacking you in the nose on a Wednesday morning. Back with new Frontiers Home Furnishings. 47 years. That is, what is that? That's double my age. Well, and you know, how have you guys in this? What I think's so cool too is just the ways that you have to evolve. You know, especially when it comes to this type of industry with furniture. Take me through how New Frontiers has evolved through the years. I know you have the website, but was it just kind of staying on top of everything? Was it just kind of adapting ahead of time? Take me through just some of the ways you kept it going.
So I think that, like I said, we started out unfinished, and then we kind of moved into some finish, but we, and then I guess, I don't know how exactly, because it's been a long time ago, but we started going to the furniture market down in High Point, North Carolina, my wife and I, and that was probably, had to have been the 80s, I would think, probably around mid 80s, and then you just see everything out there. You know what I mean? It's just a huge market. It's international. Yeah. And then that's when we started seeing more finished goods, and then we just started adding. And then then we would stay with that. We would go annually, and styles change. They say we're in a fashion business. I mean, it does. They always do change, and to stay on top of it, you almost got to attend markets and stuff out there.
Is it true that it funnels into the Midwest, that it starts on the coast and funnels in with design and like fashion and fad?
I don't know that I'd be able to say that. I mean, I don't know. Because, like I said, these are international.
That's what I was curious about.
It's not necessarily when they're showing it to anybody who's attending markets. So you could be. But I don't know if trends do that or not. I don't really know.
Interesting. It's just what I think so fascinating though is just to hear all the nuances to the business, because I would have never have thought about just some of the garden shows and some of the home shows and some of the research that goes into it. And then I gotta add, the moment you're kind of awakened to what's out there, take me through like the glasses coming off moment when you're seeing all of this new variety. And what was that like? Just that moment where you're like, oh my God.
I don't know. I don't know how I can answer that one, Cathie. You got
any idea?
To market. I take these.
It's a lot.
When we started going to market together just a few years ago, and I think that probably blew their minds.
Well, it was always on my bucket list to go to market, and he made it happen. So that was really cool. But no, it can be overwhelming.
I'm sure.
I mean, it's fun, but it's just, you know, and it's just like, oh, this is so exciting. You know, you're going to get to go and you're going to spend someone else's money and you get to pick all this stuff out. But at the same time, by the time we're done with those 3 or 4 days, you don't want to shop anymore.
Oh, I'm sure it's exhausting.
Like
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
But it's a lot.
It's so cool to hear of what all goes in, though, to it, because I would have never even suspected. I couldn't tell you step one for furniture other than, you know, it probably that mine's getting ready to fall apart soon, and I need to go see new Frontiers Home Furnishings. You know, when someone's going in, though, and they're looking at some of your products, what do they take away from, you know, let's just start with living room furniture, because, you know, I see those couches on, you know, Amazon that are like, you know, $38 for the 6-foot sectional of memory foam that then falls apart because it's Plex board or whatever you call it now, and it falls apart. But when someone comes in, what makes a piece of furniture good quality? What are some of those traits that we should be looking for?
I'm going to take that one.
Oh, boy. I mean, I think good customer service from the vendors that we have is one.
Yeah.
Their warranties, you know, just all of it combined, really, because it's a lot when people come in to try to customize something, and some of them don't even know that you can do that. And
I didn't know that. I'm learning something.
And the same with dining. When people come in for dining, it's huge, all the options that you have. And
you got to shop value. We try to shop value. That's what, like Cathie said, you know, we're a market, sure, you can just go out and say, I like that, let's buy it. But, you know, if it doesn't make sense, you know, you said, you know, coast to coast, but in the Midwest, you know, if it doesn't make sense, it's got to be a good value.
You're right.
And that's what's kind of like, you got to think.
Well, yeah, and going back to the whole trends thing, you know, out west is going to be trending different than what we're going to be trending here in the Midwest. I mean, it just...
Right. Well, and you hit on something, both of you did there, all of you did, really, because it's one of those things. Oh, I have fallen out of this chair so many times. Yeah.
That would not have been good. I'd have caught you.
That's why it's good to tape every once in a while, you know. But what I've noticed is it's like, you know, if you're selling bad furniture or not good quality, we're going to notice quick, because whenever it goes out, are we going to stop by the store? And that's where I think it's so unique, because, you know, if your pieces, you know, are quality, it's going to be a few years before we might see it to replace. It might be 10 or 15. You know, my grandparents' couch, of all things, is from like the early Jacoby days. And it is still as functional as it was. Now, new fabric and stuff and all that, but it just shows you what that good piece can do. And also what it does to that homeowner, too, when they're able to kind of bring that stuff in and make that room their own.
Well, and I think it's also a testament.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, 47 years. You didn't get there by not doing all of these things.
You're kind of already pre-vetted at that point in time after 47 years, you know, because you're right, 100% over, Cathie. If you weren't doing the right things, we'd know pretty quick. And I think that's why people keep on coming on back. And now we have a chance. Speaking of 47 years, we haven't told you the sale details yet. We've only been talking for 20 minutes, I know. But you can save big. Like, we're talking at least 15% big.
Yep,
I'll take that and run to the bank any day of the week.
Yeah.
Fill me in.
Got some kind of financing deals too. You know, you can do 6 months, or there's options for 12 months, but we do some free financing too.
Do you really?
During the sale. Yeah.
See, that's great to know, because I think that's a holdup too for, you know, maybe my generation, when it could, because we're bad shoppers. I'm going to tell you that now. For me, because we'll see that, you know, IKEA thing and we'll buy it, and realizing, well, you just wasted $400 because you're going to have to buy the same one in about a year or two. But if we know there's a payment plan that we could, you know, meet, hell, we'll all be in on that one, you know, because that's good. It's good stuff. What's that normally look like, just to kind of dive in a little bit more on that, because I'm fascinated.
What, the financing part of it?
Do you do like 6 or 12?
Well, I think we got 6 months going with the 15%, and then, you know, you can get it. What was it, like 10%, and then
and a year free
in
financing,
a year, or even 18 months, 12 to 18 months. Yeah. So.
What are you doing at home? You better get up and start moving here, you know? This is really cool. And I just think that's such a great call to action, because I started this show 3 years ago because of all the buildings I kept driving by but never knew enough about. And this is one of them, because now I know where I'm getting furniture at. I'm an Alton boy, you know, we're going to keep it here. And I hope that all of you stop by and really be a part of this this sale at 101 West 3rd Street in Alton. You can also call 618-465-8868 for more information. But, you know, going through this, looking ahead, because I know 47 years, it's going to be hard for me to say, so what do you expect to do in 47 more years, you know? But what are the next...
Push up Daisy?
Heck, I might be doing that at that point. Who knows? But it's the point of what's the next couple of years look like for New Frontiers? Is there any goals that all three of you have in the room, or any ideas that you'd like to bring out or let the public know in on?
Just keep doing what we're doing. I think.
Keeping on.
Yeah.
I mean,
as long as we can.
No immediate plans. So,
So keep buying, keep shopping.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. We'll go with that.
Well,
if they keep shopping, we'll be able to stay there.
Well, and that's what I mean. Because seriously, and you guys really, going back to what Cathie said, 47 years to do this. I mean, it's because you care about the community, you care about the customers, and in return, they care about you. It's a good relationship. But I gotta ask you, has there been one individual? Don't name them. Don't even have to give us a character description. That came in and had the absolute worst taste in the world, where you're like, I don't even want to give you this. Can you we'll just pretend that this never happened? Well, has there been one person that you're like, no, we aren't selling this to you?
I don't think so.
We try not to handle that item.
That's right. See that?
It isn't what we don't want to sell. We're confident in selling anything we have.
Well, and that's a good point. So there's no way I could go in and one time I always tell this story.
Sometimes when they pick out fabrics for the sofas, you might think, I don't know.
Yeah, but then you just gotta kind of,
it works for them.
Yeah, you just keep talking.
That's a good answer.
You do. You just keep talking.
See, that's where goes to the customized aspect of
because a lot of people can't visualize.
That's where I'm at. I couldn't tell you lick one of what looks good with what color and what pattern looks good or what fabric.
Well, we help them. We help them visualize.
See, that's where you two come in, and why are we even doing any of the hard work ourselves here? And it's so important though. And I wanted to ask you guys this too, because whenever you're looking at that, we come in. That's where I get disconnected, because I'd see, some furniture. I go, oh, that's perfect, and let's take it home. But there are ways that you can truly make it your own with fabric and different options. Can we talk about that really quick, if it's okay? How the customized process works and how it looks?
Well, that's pretty.
Is it pretty broad? What?
Yeah, it is. I mean, but you just come in and you kind of pick the colors that you're wanting, the feel that you want.
And it depends on what it is.
Yeah. That's what I was curious about. Is it for all things, or
some
just
things just come in and I like that, I'll take it, and then that's,
okay,
that works as well. But if they really want to customize it, there are options. Yeah.
What are your most customizable pieces?
Probably living room and dining.
Yeah, I mean dining too.
Dining is huge.
Oh, I bet. Man, that's so cool. See, I'm just fascinated by all of this. And I really hope if I'm learning something a little bit, I hope that all of you are too, because I mean, just more that we can keep talking about New Frontiers and get you in the storefront, because I'll be there soon. I'm telling you this, it's on. I am 100% on knowing there's financing. I pay on time, by the way. I do pay on time. Just Cathie, are you the one that they send after, if I'm not paying on time?
Not me.
Cathie, what's your favorite part about working for this company, working for this industry, and also just working, with Barb and Ed?
I don't have a favorite part. I just like it all. Some people like go and do a job. Like, I love what I do.
Right.
And so, when you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. So cool. I don't go to work. I don't go to work.
You just live.
And every day is different. Every day is, it's not the same. Everything is something different happens, something.
This is so
and
cool.
I mean, and it's just like, when you work well together, you just work well together. Like, we'll change things around the showroom, and we're moving stuff, and we don't even have to say anything. We just know. Like, we'll pick it up and we just know which way to go.
This is cool. See, that's
and that's unusual. I mean, that just doesn't happen.
It really is. I mean, and really kudos to the team here, and you guys coming down, and really appreciate your time today. And I know I always tell you 20 minutes or 15.
We got a good delivery crew too.
We haven't gotten there yet. Trust me, we're going to end with the delivery crew. I don't forget my deliverers out there. But real quick, I want to talk about the sale one more time. So it's at least 15% off, but up to how much?
Oh, some things are clearanced and 30% or more. So it just depends. But
so it's time to stop in the store and see what's on sale. Mm-hmm. And, we were talking during the break, and that's why I did want to end with your delivery folks, because you guys are in a business, especially with, the kits and everything else, that, I mean, you got to have a good crew, because if you don't, that could, get a little interesting, to say the least. Take me through some of your crew, and let's give them that shout out, because they work just as hard as everyone else.
We got Tony down there. We got Jeff, Gary, just about 3 guys doing the deliveries down there. But,
no kidding.
But This stuff is heavy. Some of these power sofas, I mean, they'll be the first ones to tell you. They'd love to be telling you. They're heavy, you know, and you've got to be careful. You got to be super careful, like you alluded to earlier, you know. So, and then just make sure it's right. And we go the extra mile. If somebody wants something hauled out of their room or something, these guys, you know, they'll work with the customer. And
That's so cool.
So we get a lot of calls to people that they love the delivery guys.
Well, and
the other day, if I may, we had a delivery for it was like a 10-foot high deck.
Oh.
Yeah. And we had
the
a
longest
big
sofa we
leather, the
had.
biggest, heaviest leather sofa. And that was like one for the record books. I thought, man, we can't do that.
You said a 10-foot high deck?
Yes. And we had to go over the handrail. And Tony, you know, like I said, he was the one, because if it was me, I'd say, man, we just can't do this. You know?
Where's the crane?
yeah. And he said, oh, you know, we can do it. And
wow.
You know, and we had both of the other guys out there too, and two of them up and on the ladders and pushed it up. And
that is such a good point. How many times do people buy furniture and not realize it when they're buying it? It can't fit in their home.
Well,
we had one. Yeah, they had to take their door off.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, man.
They go above and beyond. They really do.
Well, and see, that's what's really cool. And Cathie, you were telling me that you guys get phone calls all the time about your delivery crew doing good work. And that's just...
I got 2 today.
There you go. You know what that means? Place your orders, because your items are in safe hands. It's not the Amazon guy that just kind of throws that sucker like that, you know? I mean, I don't think you could do that with a couch, and if you could, the WWE's calling you. But at least you'll know that, seriously, it's in good hands. And now, throughout the entire month, correct, we can save big at New Frontiers. Happy 47th birthday.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We are out of time today, but I'll see you all back here tomorrow on Thursday for more of our daily show, the 6th day of February. So until then, go out. Well, you can't really go outside. It's kind of yucky out the next couple of days. But what you can do is watch more daily show on RiverBender.com. And in the meantime, try your best to stay out of jail.